Alright, I had to pack these pills, so I figured while I'm packing these pills, I would talk that sass, as Brother Panic puts it. Yo, peace, brother. Priest Olu. Peace, my brother Life Visions. So yeah, I want to talk some new moon sass. Hope y'all doing wonderful on your new moonage. What's up, Olu? See, look, I'm packing pills. I'm like a regular apothecary now. I pack my own pills, you know what I'm saying? I got mason jars with herbs in them, you know what I'm saying? Just always trying to get right, get these herbs, you know what I'm saying? We out here. So new moon, I hope you did a ritual of some sort, you know, bringing that new moon energy. Let me keep packing pills while I'm talking. That was the whole point of this. So yeah, it's been a lot of energetic ethers. You know what I'm saying? A lot of shit didn't happen. You know, somewhere shit always heats up. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's... Oh, my bad. I confused the name for someone else. My bad, Kia. I was thinking of someone else. My apologies. So yeah, it's been an energetic ethers. Obviously, there's been mad shit going on. I mean, there's always mad shit going on, but you know, especially now, you know, and it's just not surprising around the solstice. You know, heat things up. Drop a Roe versus Wade reversal, you know? This is how it happens, you know? Summer gets hot, heat things up, stir people up, you know? That's why, for me, just keep going about doing the work as much as I can. Try to limit my interaction with, you know, circuses out there, you know? And just like move like a ninja. Just keep my head down. Pack my herbs, you know what I'm saying? Do my meditation, do my qigong, do my occult work, and that's my focus. Yeah, you know. So in this new moon, what are you manifesting? That's always the question. What do you need to let go of? That's always the question. What do you do that you need to stop doing, and what aren't you doing that you need to start doing? That's also the question as well. So, you know, I just always want to wish people well as they just deal with their shadow, deal with their own bullshit and behavioral patterns, because it can be a lot to transform oneself. And I will say this, something I've been on recently is the idea or the notion or the insight is a better word about if you want to master your transformations, you have to master your transformations, right? Like transformations, the one word, transformation. Yeah, that one. And transformations, trance formations. And you know, occult work, spiritual work is a lot about trance, like getting in contact with one's own subconscious mind and communicate with subconscious mind through various methods and tools and practices. So then you can change beliefs, reprogram, manipulate reality, all that fun stuff. I forget to pack the pills. That's why we're here. Because I was like, yo, if I'm going to be sitting here listening to music, packing pills, which until you do it, you don't really, even I got this like, you know, this quick thing. Like I did it once by hand. I was like, I'm over that. If we're going to be packing pills, we're going to be doing it in style with little machines. So, yeah, I forgot why I left off. The transformation. So, you know, our trances, like I'm of the mindset now. Everyone is in a trance at all the time. It just, are you aware of the trance you're in? For example, if you go to your favorite place you love to takeouts, right? Oh, we go over Schmitty's. Oh, I love going to Schmitty's. You probably have a certain routine when you go into Schmitty's or Schmongles or whatever the fuck places you go to for your takeout, right? The point is, when you go in there, if you've done it enough times, you've developed a trance and a behavioral pattern related to that trance, right? Oh, hey, Chuck, hey, how's it going? Oh, how's the wife and kids? Oh, okay, oh, great. Why this person is a 55, 60-year-old white dude from Idaho. But anyways, you have a certain pattern when you go in there, and that's you lock into trance because, like, you know, behavioral patterns that are, you know, instilled in you, right, that you don't have to think about anymore. Maybe the first time you went there, you're like, ooh, Schmitty's. I've never been here before. You're taking in the whole thing, right? You're wide open. You're taking it all in. You're like, oh, wow, look at that painting. Oh, wow, you know, Schmitty's is kind of cool. I should come here more often, right? But over time, you develop a pattern with it where you go in there, and you get the same thing, maybe you see the same people, maybe you even go the same time and day, right? You develop a pattern with it. And that pattern is connected to a trance, right? It's connected to a trance. The perfect example of trance is highway hypnosis, the phenomenon of highway hypnosis. That's, you know, when you drive on a highway, it's pretty repetitive, especially if it's a highway you've routinely been on all the time. Is there ashwagandha on my head? I don't know. Anyways, you've been on this highway numerous times, like 91. I've been on 91 so many times at this point. Merritt Parkway, it's the same thing, even much more than 91. 95, you know, yeah, sure. But, you know, the repetitive nature of driving and also the fact that you're used to it, it's very easy to slip into a trance. And that's why you forget. That's why you don't remember where you were, because you were in a trance. Because it's such a behavioral pattern of you driving on that specific highway or road that... Is that plugged in? No, hold on. How is this not going in? Why? Oh, there we go. Okay. So, let me keep packing. All right, that was the deal. Talk and pack. Not talk or pack. So when you're driving, you develop this trance state, this behavioral pattern where you're in a trance. And when you're in a trance, you could just, you know, this is the flow state sometimes. You know, trance, flow state, essentially the same thing, right? You're in a certain zone, right? And things are lining up, you know, there's synchronicities maybe. There's a certain just effortless to it. This is trance, and now bring it to behavioral patterns and transformations. You have to be aware of the things that trigger your trances, right? Like if you start dating somebody, you know, you're going to develop certain trances related to your interactions with them. And, ooh, interesting. Okay, I'm going to check that out. Thank you, Olu. You know, the more, you know, in this dating scenario, I would easily say without hesitation that if you can be aware of your trances, right, your states of being when you're around this person, you know, honestly, not like you want to be in a relationship and you're kind of ignoring the negative or toxic trances, however you want to put it, that maybe are induced being with this person, right? Then, you know, you need to just be aware, because there will be trances that will come about based on you dating this person, right? And like, you know, this is where toxic relationships come to being, is because, you know, people have one trance over there, another trance over here, and those trances mingle together when those people are together. And maybe those aren't very healthy trances that are going on. Maybe they're low vibratory trances. And, you know, for many reasons, people just like, well, it's better than nothing. You know, I'd rather have a low vibing romantic trance than no romantic trance at all, you know? And this is where it's like, you got to be aware of, like, when you're around people, you know, they'll also induce certain trances in you. And these trances could be like inspiring and mind-blowing and just full of love, full of joy. You know? They can be all sorts of trances, right? But you gotta be aware of what they are. You gotta admit that you're even slipping into trances. Like one trance that I've been very more aware of recently when after I had this insight of mastering transformations by mastering transformations was the grocery store, where it's like very easy. Like I just moved and the store I go into now, it's like not a store I'm used to, first of all. So that's interesting. So it's like I'm still in like the beginning of setting certain behavioral patterns when I go into that store. Certain things I buy, you know what I'm saying? Certain things that happen, certain way I even go into the store, right? The pattern I take in the store, right? And the things I buy in the store, which is the most important for me, because it's like, okay, like I'm reinforcing this certain pattern of, damn it, and that reminds me, when I was at the store earlier, I meant to get something that I didn't. Because transformations, I was locked into a certain trance. Even though I deviate from what I normally get at the store, I definitely forgot to get some rice, which I wanted to get some rice. Well, see, this is it. This is the mindfulness. The transformations part is like, even if you are in a certain trance, you're mindful that you're in a trance. You're aware that you're in a trance. You're not just mindlessly sucked into the trance, which is back to the relationship example. You could just be mindlessly in the relationship trance, like half there, half not, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not really feeling it, but it's like, again, maybe you've told yourself, well, this is the best I deserve. This is the best I can get. This is the best that can manifest for me. When, you know, that's just something we say to ourselves when we can fucking manifest anything. Just what we accept and what we believe and what we convince ourselves to believe. So, anywho's, someone should have yelled at me. I stopped packing. Keep packing those pills, Posh. They call them Pill Packin' Posh. That's my new name in the streets. You can see it. I have a business card, Pill Packin' Posh, which also sounds like a hip-hop group. Yo, the Pill Packin' Posh Fab Four. Where was I? So, the transformations. What causes you to go into trance? This is a question anybody who watches this, I want to ask them. What causes you to go into trance? Maybe it's art. That's great. Maybe it's, work. And you're like, ooh, that's great. I don't know if you like your job. But what invokes a trance out of you? Now, like, we can invoke a trance on purpose. That's occult and spiritual work, where you're like, all right, we're invoking a trance so we can contact our subconscious mind, so then we could do X, Y, Z. All right, great. And there's many ways to invoke trance. There's dance, there's, chanting, there's, what's that shit? Austerity. Like, there's two ways you can go. You can go like, woo, we're getting wild. Yes, breathing. You can go like to the extreme, like, woo, we're getting wild. We're just doing freeform dance. Woo, like, you can say, drugs, obviously, all that sort of shit. But then you go the other way, which is austerity, where it's like you fast, you sensory deprivate. You know what I'm saying? You go to that other extreme to induce trance. And, there's many other ways, Breathing, I would say, is like in the middle. It's like, oh, you don't want to sensory deprivate, or fast, or, do wild, static dance. Oh, okay, just breathe. Just that works too. Just really whatever you feel like doing. So, keep packing, Posh. Keep packing. When we induce trance on purpose, then, we can contact the parts of our mind we need to contact and do the work we need to do. So, just sit down and have a real talk with yourself. Like, what trances do I get easily, like, sucked into? Like, for me, listen, I am so glad that I only learned about Reddit 2 years ago. Because something about Reddit, it, like, speak to me in a certain way. Like, you gotta... This whole shit, if y'all never heard, if y'all just knew, just yesterday you woke up and were like, oh, what the fuck can we do here? Oh, okay, let me just drop some shit on you. Okay, alchemy, Shit's about alchemy, right? Look up what alchemy is, right? And knowledge of self. Knowledge of self leads to alchemy because it's like you know about the shit you've been through and you know like how to, turn that lead into gold, turn that shit into manure for a beautiful garden, right? So, alchemy was the thing I just said. Alchemy and the wonderful world of knowledge of self. You gotta know yourself to even know like what you want to do with yourself. How even like the best way to induce trance for yourself. Because again, there's many different ways, but like what way speaks to you? Are you painting mandalas? Are you just chanting Om? It's really up to you. You got to figure it out. You got to go on that journey. Keep packing. Keep packing. Keep packing those pills. Keep packing. This is good because it's like both sides of the mind are stimulated. Like the logical thinking is like, doing the pill packing, and then the, creative, illogical can just chat about whatever the fuck. Chat about whatever the fuck. So, those transformations. Let's just circle back to that. Your transformations occur all the time. And, what I was going to say about knowledge of self. Okay, it came back to me. So the knowledge of self part is you got to know what triggers your trances, right? And it could be some dark shit. It could be some dark shit. Like, for example, sexuality. The more I explore what arouses me, the more I'm like, that maybe it's kind of disturbing, but I can't help that I feel that way. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that I will always feel that way, but, this is like the benefit of exploring kinks and BDSM is like, this whole thing is an experiment. This whole thing is to gather data, right, for the universal mind, which we're all part of, right, the Akashic records and all that sort of shit. Let's just posit this. Then exploring what interests us is part of that. You know what I'm saying? It's interesting to me to pack my own pills, and I'm adding that experience to the divine mind. You're welcome, divine mind. I'm on it. So, you gotta have knowledge of self where you even know the things that will trigger certain states in you, and especially the ones that like you really blank out on. You know what I'm saying? The ones you really, really blank out on and sort of like don't really, what's the word? You really can mindlessly slip into those sort of trances, because those are the most volatile trances. For example, this is what I was going to say about Reddit. For whatever reason, Reddit fucking like just, man, like other social media, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. YouTube got a little better because YouTube can be very interesting, right? All those kind of, I'm kind of take it or leave it with it at this point, I pop it up every once in a while, but it's like, I could easily just not be on there for a month and be fine. But Reddit, I don't know how Reddit is designed, how it functions, the whole aspect of it, the communities, the subreddits, just the whole thing just speaks to me. And man, I could be on that shit for so many hours, just in so many so many interesting, interests that I'm interested in, interesting interests that I'm interested in. Great, yeah, beautiful. Just so many, essentially subreddits on there are different things. Like, for example, photography. I took a picture. What is this bird? Today I learned. Just all different things, right? I don't know how many there is. Like, there's hundreds of thousands, if not like millions of subreddits on very specific niche things sometimes. And it's just so fascinating. And also just seeing people, what they're about and their comments and what they post. It's just such a fascinating ecosystem. It's not for everybody because it's kind of like, you kind of got to invest like your mental and emotional energy to like thrive, maybe isn't the right word, but to really swim in that ecosystem. But man, it's so fascinating to me. It's like, borderline obsessed. So it said, like, you're addicted to Reddit. I was like, I can't disagree with that. You know what I'm saying? It really reached a peak the other day. You know what I'm saying? I think it was like the new moon energy, or, me letting it go. But anywho's, let's keep packing these pills. I know, because it's like I'm getting better and better every day about observing myself, especially when I get into these states. Doesn't mean I always can like pull back immediately, but I can observe I'm in a very mindless trance state, and sometimes when I'm scrolling on Reddit, right? And I know there's certain things that kind of get me into that mode. Not only things that I'll maybe see on there, nasty nigga shit, because, Reddit, you can just put your whole ass out there. It's not like Facebook where you can't like show nudity and shit. Like you can put all the nastiness out there. And me, I'm a nasty nigga. You know what I'm saying? I wear that with pride. You know what I'm saying? We all need to tap into our nastiness. But like, listen, someone once said this, like, something's dirty from dirt. Aren't we from dirt? Aren't we made of earth? So what's wrong here? Exactly. So, case in point. You got to know what triggers your trances. It could be people, it could be places, it could be memories, it could be smells, it could be tastes, it could be so many different things. But if you want to master your transformations, you have to master your transformations. And the next end of that is not just kind of involuntarily slipping into a trance based on something that happens. Like, you can be mindful that it's like you want to go into that trance, but you don't need to slip into it, right? You can be like, I normally would slip into that trance right now, but no, nah, we're not going to slip into that trance today, folks. Closing thoughts. Here are my closing thoughts. Divinity, Joanna, and Tatiana. My closing thoughts. Get it? Because it's names of strippers. Okay. Seriously though. We love strippers around here. Is there a big contention in the because some might say they're strippers, just wear that title, but maybe they're what's the other term? Not sex workers, but I mean they are. They're not having sex, they're doing sexy things. They're sexiness workers at the very least, So, I mean, why even put the I-E-S on there? Just call them sex workers. Because on Twitter, of course I follow a couple of strippers. I mean, who doesn't follow a couple of strippers? That's the word I was looking for, exotic dancers. Thank you, Ola. That's the other term. But it's like, yeah, there are certain ones where it's like, oh no, I'm an exotic dancer. Is there not exotic? Well, I guess there's not exotic dancers, just a regular dancer, right? I don't know how I got onto this stripper discussion. Oh yeah, my closing thoughts, right? Ha ha ha, very funny. My closing thoughts. Master your transformations. Master your transformations on this new moon. I mean, always, but it's definitely on a new moon. What's the time? What's the time to really start? That's why I'm packing all these pills. I was like, ooh, it's time. It's time. I've had these herbs for a while. They need to be packed. They need to be consumed. There needs to be rituals done with them. All the good things. So, I bid you adieu. Have a wonderful weekend. Don't celebrate the independence of this country. That's just silly. Celebrate your own internal independence from bullshit. From your own bullshit. Not other people's bullshit, because it's really your own bullshit too. Don't divorce yourself from your own bullshit, because you got a lot of bullshit. We all do. Or in a physical body, it's just like you pile up bullshit. You got to get very good about cleaning out your bullshit. That's why later I'm making some parasite pills. Woo! It's going down. Because I've been really seeing, like, that's just like parasite be like a negative entity attached. And then the more I think about it, the more it's like there's probably like a parallel where it's like, the parasite is like in the physical world, and there's an emotional, energetic parasite too. Probably like, ooh, that parasite's like getting some. I'm gonna drain some from this nigga too. So yeah, I'm making these parasite pills because it's been a while since I did a cleanse, and I've been studying about what to put in there, and it's happening. So, clean yourself out, let go, whatever it is, just let go. Go take a nice healthy shit, mentally, emotionally, and physically. And, really ask yourself, did I even need to hold on to that? Probably not. Probably not. But, examine. Don't just be like, oh, yeah, get that shit out of here. Examine what shit you're letting go. But let it go. Let it go. All right. Peace out. I was going to say celebrate the independence from your own bullshit. Oh, I did say that. Okay. I feel like I had ashwagandha on my face the whole time. They call me old ashwagandha face. Oh, popping ashwagandha on stolen Honda. All right. Peace.